All right, here we are tapped in, and we have Professor Wesclay Sardinha. You guys are out of Avondale, Sardinia BJJ. And yeah, we're super excited. You guys have been supporting the Arizona Jiu-Jitsu League, so we just want to get to know you, get to know the school a little bit, and we'll go from there. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you guys for doing this interview with us. Yeah, we're in Avondale.
Mm-hmm.
We are right on the corner of Central and Western in Avondale. I've been here in teaching in Avondale for like 9 years already.
In that same location?
No, not in the same
Oh,
location, but it's in Avondale.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we already moved 3 times. First academy we opened
Uh-huh.
actually was we were like renting a space inside of a taekwondo school in
Mm-hmm.
Avondale,
Mm-hmm.
and then once we start growing that place, we rent our own spot here in Avondale, very close to where we're at right now,
Uh-huh.
and we stayed there for 3 years. We outgrown the space and we needed a bigger place. So last year we got this new location,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so we've been here for like a year. It's going to be a year next month, actually. Yes, we're gonna do a 1 year
Oh,
uh,
anniversary.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Well,
word.
big congratulations. I know that takes a long time to reach that level where you have, to the point where you need to upgrade to a new location because you're doing so well, and I know that takes a really long time for that to happen.
Definitely,
So,
yes, for sure.
yeah, so I understand the struggle that
Mhm.
takes.
Yeah.
But anyways, tell us how you got into jujitsu.
Um, I started jujitsu a little bit late. I was 23 years old, and that was back in New York. I used to live in New York.
Oh,
I always
I'm from
wanted
New
to try.
Jersey,
Yeah. Oh,
East
cool.
Coast.
There you go.
Awesome.
Um, I always like to train jiu-jitsu, but I never really had the opportunity. In Brazil was hard.
Mm,
I'm from Brasilia, the
mm,
capital, and at the time that was hard. It was expensive. Jiu-jitsu was expensive back then. They only had few places here and there, so it was hard to get into it.
yeah.
But always wanted to. But then I was in New York, and my little brother, he started training before me,
Uh-huh.
like maybe 3 months, 4 months, and he's like, hey, there's this academy there, it's really cool, let's go, train, let's go check it out. I think you're
Yeah.
gonna like it. And I told him, yes, I definitely want to do that. I always wanted to train jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I wanted to try. So it took a little while, but once I did, I went there. The first day, I was like, yeah, I want to do
Yeah.
this. I want to do this like a long time, like to me, I felt like it was something that was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And that I swear on that first class was like love at the first time. I really, really wanted to do like for a long time. I knew it I was going to do for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I started training there, and I trained there until I got my black belt. I got my black belt under masterminds. It's a red belt. Him
Yeah.
and Fabrizio Medici, it's another professor, Tim Kyoto.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after, I was trying to move to Arizona because I live in Arizona before and I really like Arizona.
Oh, okay.
So right after I got promoted, we had the opportunity to buy a house here and come to Arizona. So I was like, okay, let's go. I got to do it. So
Yeah.
me and my wife, we moved to Arizona, and that was 2015.
Uh-huh.
And then on 2015, I started training on the Megaton Diaz.
Okay. Yeah.
It's I want to say I think he was the first guy that brought jiu-jitsu to Arizona.
Yeah.
So, and I already knew him and his daughter Mackenzie.
Uh-huh.
So it was like home. I tried out all the schools, really good schools,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt home over there. So I've been training there since 2015.
Really
Yeah.
cool. Amazing
Mhm.
story. Did you know that you always wanted to be a professor and like open up your own school?
I
Or like when did
couldn't.
that happen?
I kind of knew a little bit early, I want to say, because I started teaching as a blue belt. My professor started putting me to teach as a blue belt already,
Mm-hmm.
and they were always like asking for private classes as a blue, purple, brown, black. And so I was always teaching here and there, always teaching.
Yeah.
And I didn't know when, but I knew I was going to teach one day. And I wasn't really looking for anything. But then there was that Taekwondo school. I went there and asked the guy, hey, because it was really by my house, really close
Mm-hmm.
by my house. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
do you think you'd be interested in have some jujitsu here? I like to teach. I'm a black belt.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I was looking for something. So another thing that
Yeah.
just connect, like,
Right.
okay, so I start, teaching just few students and start growing pretty fast,
Yeah.
and I from there that's when I start really like teaching for real, like, and have my own things, my own logo, my name, my
Mm-hmm.
students. So yeah, I start loving, yeah, from that.
How
But I
how
knew
is how is it teaching jujitsu? Did it come easy for you in the beginning?
it's not easy, and I don't think nothing in jiu-jitsu is really easy,
Mm-hmm.
but I was comfortable because I was doing already for a while. You know, I think it's just same question when they ask what's the difference when you got your black belt. I felt okay because I was comfortable. I was doing for a long time, so I felt comfortable. It wasn't
Yeah.
a big difference. I want to say to me, no.
Okay. Um, so do you currently compete at all?
Yes. I'm not competing a lot and not as much as I used to, but I do compete a lot, and I like. I compete over 100 tournaments. Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
wow. Okay.
I'm not competing a lot because I have a herniated disc on my lower back, so my
Oh,
training has to be very specific,
right.
and it's hard, it's tough, especially because I'm focused on the students too, because they like to
Right.
compete, and if they like, I like to push them to compete. I don't
Mm-hmm.
push, but if they say, yeah, I want to compete, so yeah, let's go, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do compete a lot. I always compete the Phoenix Open, which is right here at home, so
Yeah.
I always do it. I
Yeah.
always try to do the World's Master. I'm master already, master three. So I
Yeah.
always do it. I actually got second place not too long ago without competing a lot. So I like it. I like it for sure. So I'm always
Nice.
competing. I was going to compete Orange County last week, but when I went to register, there was no one in my division, and I didn't want
Uh,
to just do a open class.
got
But I
it.
will go back soon.
Do you think that competition is for everyone? Like, what are your thoughts there?
So I tell my students, like, if you want to compete, I'm gonna take you there, right? But I don't force them to compete. But I also explain them that competition, it helps you to be sharp. It helps you to learn even faster, stronger. So I think competition makes you better for sure in all the ways in jiu-jitsu, in
Mm-hmm.
everything, even out of jiu-jitsu in regular life, makes you go through that hard time and experience those things that help you through your life. So I explain that to them. If they don't want to compete, okay, but I really like, I'm always, hey, let's compete, it's good for
Yeah.
you. I think if you do one competition, it's like you did like a month of training because you learn
Right? Isn't
so
that
much.
crazy? Like
Yes, you
you
learn
know,
a lot.
like people, yeah, you know exactly when like, okay, so somebody prepares for a competition, it's like they win or they lose doesn't matter, but when they come back from that competition, it's like they have superpowers. It's like something went through them like mentally
Oh
too,
yes,
right? They
yes.
completely change.
They mature
That's
for
what I
sure.
see and for
And
sure
there's one
even uh-huh.
one thing that happened in tournaments. Let's say you do a mistake of like happened with me. I let go. I was actually winning. I let go and let the guy stand up and stay away, and I stayed there waiting.
Yeah.
And then he came and passed my guard really fast, right? So it was a mistake that I done. But guess what? Mistakes like that in tournament, you're never gonna do it again because
Right.
it stays in your head. This is gonna
It
be eating you,
does.
you know.
It doesn't let you sleep at night,
No,
right?
for weeks you've been thinking, oh man, I should have done that, I should have done this.
Right.
So
Right.
yes,
Awesome.
competition is awesome.
Okay, so tell us the very first time you competed. How did that go?
Again, I started very early. I was training for 3 weeks and I went to compete. The first tournament, I didn't do good at the first match. I got on bar pretty quick. I was really upset, almost
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It stopped me. It motivates me. It got me something. I didn't do good. I gotta train more and find a way to finish to do it better. So I went
Uh-huh.
back to training and start training harder and competed again. So even though I didn't win, I think it was good. I think it was important, and that's why I push competition because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter the outcome. You still gain. You still gain things. Just like they say in jiu-jitsu, never lose.
Yeah.
You always gain something. So it's
Yeah.
very important. I start
Yeah,
really
for
early.
sure. So we know jujitsu competitions is all about the mental game, right? You have to prepare for it physically, but it's very much a mental game. So
Correct.
how do you handle your internal battles as a competitor? Like, is there something that you tell yourself before you get on a mat or before you get on the, like, start the fight? Like, is there anything that you tell yourself?
For sure. Well, there's not something a secret that someone has that it's like perfect, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just little pieces, little things that it's gonna help you. That feeling before you go in, it never gonna go away. Some people, I don't know. I really don't even believe, but some people say they don't have. Maybe they
Yeah.
don't. They're special people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But to me, I've been competing for 18 years, 19 years, and I still have that feeling, so it
Thank
never
you.
goes
I
away.
feel the same. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so we just need to turn that feeling to something good, something
Mm-hmm.
positive, and that's what I try to do. Like I still get nervous, but I use that nervous to watch out for things.
Mm-hmm.
And to prepare. I do things like a breathing, um, concentrating, music, all those things. It helps a little bit, So
Right.
that's what I do for sure.
Yeah. Is that also what you tell your students or
Yes. So,
how do you prepare them mentally for a competition?
so I do the same. I tell them usually that feeling. It's not only before tournaments, like day to day. I try to tell them, um, to be working just like training it's the mental, right? The mental, we need to be working every day, not just the
Mm-hmm.
day before of the tournament, like every
Right.
day. So
Yeah.
every day we are doing things. For example, cold plunge, right? It's hard to do it. You're working your mental there when your
Yeah.
body's telling you get out of here, it's too cold, you
Yeah.
die, and you fighting there like no, you okay, because there's two voices there. One is telling you like get out, you're
Mm-hmm.
dying. The other one is like no, it's okay,
Yeah.
okay, you can do this, you can do it. It's just the first few minutes, and then after it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So that same thing we do it doing classes like all the time too. I'm always telling them. And cold plunge is one that I always
Yeah.
try to do. We do a Sunday open mat once a month, and I try to
Mm-hmm.
do a cold plunge, and I try to push everyone to do it. Some people
Love
that
that.
they hate it, they never wanted to do it, they did, and they
Well, nobody
start
loves it in the
doing it.
beginning.
Exactly. And they start feeling more okay.
Yeah.
And same thing. I compare to cold plunge because there's a lot in common. Like that feeling that you go in, it doesn't change. Until today, I go in because I do cold plunge a lot. Until today, I go and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it. And then I
Yeah.
tell myself, no, this is okay. You've done it before. You can do it again. It's
Yeah.
fine. You're gonna be okay. You're not dying. It's gonna be okay. And so yeah, I try to do that. Also
Right.
breathing techniques because I think it's important. I heard many people talking about before, like Hickson Grace. He talks about
Yeah.
a lot. He's really good on that. So I try to cap all those things, good things, and I try to pass to them because he helped me. So I try to pass to them.
Love that. That is the first time I ever hear that, by the way. That's really cool that you push, not push, but encourage the
Important.
cold tub and all that. That I mean, it's building resilience, and that's what it is.
Exactly.
Just like doing situationals in jujitsu, like putting yourself in bad positions. Yeah, it sucks, but you keep doing that over time. It's like it's always gonna suck, but it's gonna suck a little less because you've
Less.
been there before, you know. So that's sort of the same with the cold tub, the
Yeah.
plunging and everything.
And it's gonna be word. It's gonna be
Right.
word. You know. Yeah. The feeling after
Absolutely.
it's amazing. You know. So yeah, for sure.
Love it. Okay, so do you have any requirements for your students in order to compete?
So we don't really have a requirements. Um, yeah, I don't want them to just start and go compete right away. I see if they how they feeling, of course, and it's more like them. How do you feel? You know, like are you comfortable? You know, and yeah, I'm gonna watch like teach them the basics first before they go. If I see that they can do the basics, then yeah, let's go because I think competition is just like class. We gotta keep practicing to get better. So if they want to do even like we talk about, the outcome doesn't matter because we're gonna gain something. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage them. You know, I don't force, but I encourage them, and when they are comfortable, you know, because some people they not comfortable yet, you know, they still like overwhelmed or something. So I don't, yeah, whenever they really feel like, okay, I think I'm ready, and they have the basics, okay, let's do it, let's try out.
Okay. And so do you offer competition classes or do you sort of run all your classes the same?
So we practice for competition on daily, you know, classes.
Yeah.
But we do offer a competition
Okay.
class. We have a competition class
Yeah.
that for those that is competing, right, like to compete, show up to their class, and then on their classes, mostly competition stuff, not just like grinding, but technical and mentally and everything, all the point system, you know, the language, everything. So we do have a competition class that we have.
Okay. And so you mentioned the point system. So how do you go over the rule set with them?
Okay. Um, I explain most IBJJF point system because
Yeah.
that's what I go mostly, right?
Yeah.
I don't honestly, I'm not even sure about other federations. A little bit about smaller one here and there, but mostly IBJJF. And yeah, we go over always. Sometimes we have a class just talking about point system, strategy on the tournament
Strategy?
there. You know, like even things like penalties or loopholes. That there is some loopholes, right? That some athletes use a lot. So we talk about that stuff too. So yeah,
And is it the same way teaching the kids about the point system you would say, or is it different teaching the
it
kids?
it's similar, you know, because the kids' points is a little bit similar than the adults. So I try to tell them some of the things that it's allowed and not allowed, right? Even with adults, with the collar belts, what's allowed, not allowed. That's important. I hate when, you know, an athlete go compete and then they do something that is not legal. It sucks because you prepare, you waste time, you waste money,
Right.
you did all that,
Nobody
and
wants
because of
that.
you
Yeah.
didn't know that, and then it's all done. So
Right.
I try to stay on top of that so that don't happen, you know.
Uh-huh.
Also the like even your gears, right, your gi, it has to be long enough here, long enough here, cannot be with any patches falling off. It has to be, you know, looking good, presentable. So yeah, we talk about all that stuff with the kids and adults.
Yeah. And so regarding weight classes, how do you guide your students with weight cutting and everything like that?
Okay, weight classes, the kids, not at all, none of them
Not at
are.
all.
Yes.
Okay.
For the adults, I don't encourage them, but if they are just a few pounds there that they want to cut it, okay, I done it before. I went to the extremely before. I got there, so
Uh,
I know how it is,
yeah.
and I know, you know, what's word, not word. So if it's just few pounds, you know, I help them. I don't encourage, but I help them to do it
Yeah.
because I there's a lot that I listen to my professor Megaton, and he always
Yeah.
say you have to fight happy. So if you like unhappy, you know, like
I could
not
see him saying
right,
that.
you say
Yeah.
it all the time. It's like
Yeah.
so I think should be doing happy, you know,
Yeah.
especially the ones that is just doing not like a professional athlete, right? Like
Yeah.
you still have, you know, your job, your family, you know, bills to pay, everything. So you know, have fun,
Yeah.
enjoy. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of times we forget to enjoy when we're competing. We just want to win that first medal, win, but forget
Right.
to have fun while we competing. You know, so I
Yeah.
try not to uh, encourage them to cut weight.
Okay. And so
Hmm.
that was going to be my next question is what advice would you give to somebody that wants to compete for the first time? So that's a good one. Obviously, you want to go in there with the right attitude and just have fun. But what else would you say there?
Yeah, well, first, yeah,
Yeah.
try to, because the first one you don't see anything. Like people is
Yeah.
screaming outside, you can't even hear, right?
Yeah.
So I try to tell them to have fun and do the things that they're comfortable with, and not worry about the outcome, right? Because win or not, you know, it's still a good experience, just like we talk about. Um, yes. What else? For the first time, just have fun, I guess. You know, have
Yeah.
fun because we're gonna compete more. You know, like we're gonna do a lot more. So
Right. I mean, what else can you do, right? You prepared. If you prepare, then that's all you can do. And all you have to do
yes,
is show up with the right
yes,
attitude
I
and then it's not that serious, right? Like you
yes,
can always do it again and you can always come
exactly.
back better. So,
Yeah, I
for
tell
sure.
not only the beginners but
Yeah.
most of them to do all you can while you're there and don't leave it for later. Don't like
Right.
kind of give up. Don't hesitate. Like
Yeah.
a lot of time, I even to today sometimes I hesitate. Right, we're in a position that we should have done something else, but we're like holding. Don't hold it back.
Right.
Even
Now's
if
your
it goes
chance.
wrong, that's not gonna be killing you later. Like, oh man, I was just holding back. I could have just
Right.
tried. Because trying, even if it fails, at least okay. I know that I try. It failed. What else can I do? Let's try something else. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I always tell them too. You know, just
Mhm.
try it. Try it. Have fun and
You
try
have
it. Even
nothing
if
to
it's a
lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
you want to do a fly on, but
Flying
let's go. Let's do
triangle. Yeah,
it.
go for
Yeah, go for
it.
it. You know, like if you don't win, you're gonna get the highlight over there.
Yeah,
You know,
right, right. It might
exactly,
not look too good, but you never know.
exactly.
Right, for sure. Okay. So we've seen your students at the Arizona Jiu-Jitsu League. So tell us how your experience has been with the league. Hopefully good.
Well, I think it is a good tournament. I like the fact that they're like very professional. They have a black belt referee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the system IBJJF system,
Yeah.
which is it's the federation that runs everything, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense to stick with them. So yes, I like that they use IBJJF rules. Um, there's a lot. It's a good tournament here in Arizona. That you know, it's good for the people that is starting to train and get
Mm-hmm.
some practice to go to a bigger tournament. You know, there's a few things that I don't like. I don't like that they move so far from us.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it's true. It's in
maybe
Mesa, so yeah.
maybe in the middle would be good because then everyone it's in the middle.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little more favor in that side, but it's okay. We can go that.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know why there's no more higher belts competing. Like last one that we done, we had the brown belt that wanted to compete, but there was none. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know why that's tough. But
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
overall, I think it's a good tournament. Like I said, they run really good. Everything is always on time and pretty good. The system, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, only
Okay, well,
downs that it's a little bit far.
yeah.
I want to say it could be a little bit cheaper, but all the tournaments are getting cheaper now. Even at GGF, like it's so expensive. Everything's expensive.
Everything costs money nowadays, right? So
For
everyone
sure.
has to run a business. So you know,
Exactly.
unfortunately, everything goes up along with that.
Yeah.
But
I know. I
uh,
understand.
yeah, no, happy you had a good experience, and yeah, we hope to see you guys more over there at the tournaments.
For
Where
sure.
can people find you and your school on social media?
Just go to the website Sardinha BJJ.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere, and we're located in Avondale. So yeah, just
Awesome.
so you can find a phone number or email, everything on the website as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know it's Friday, so appreciate the time. And yeah, it was nice getting to know you, and we'll see you at the tournaments.
Thank you. I'll see you guys over there. Oops.